Hey fellas, it's 265 Chevy here, two-car garage. Well, I guess it's one house garage now. But just wanted to give y'all an update. Today is May 11th, 2014. Been doing a lot of work, doing stuff outside, inside, and everywhere else. I haven't made a video in about a month, but everything's out of here. I got all that whatever you call it, cabinet stuff, all that's torn out. Cabinet that was over there, that's all torn out. All the garbage is gone. All clean, mopped, everything. All that's done. Now I'm in the process of stripping all the woodwork. Long process, but this is what we start off with. You see all the alligator, well I call it alligator. It's real rough and everything right here. But all that's going to get stripped off. I guess let me explain the process of what we've been doing. All the woodwork up in here so far, besides these two windows, they're too much of a glare, couldn't really see. Got to get some light up in here. Has been washed down with like a degreaser. You got to figure 120 years old. It's been a kitchen for a while. A lot of dirt and grime and grease and all that good stuff, and cooking and everything else like that. So all the doors and everything are all done. Ripped up all the baseboards and had to rewire some. Well, had to put the wiring back so I can still have electricity in some of the house because the way it is. So I just kind of, just half-ass put the wire back on and stuff like that. Over there I had to put a new wire. The old wire, the old knobbing tube was pretty bad, so I replaced that. But all this is going to get new wiring. This is just temporary. So let me kind of give you a idea of how this goes, how much work is detailed into this. Okay, so first of all, you kind of had all the dust and everything on the door, so you kind of wash it all down, degrease it or whatever, brush it with a brush and water and all that good stuff, and you kind of, just pretty much what you get, you kind of get that right there. Alright, so now we're going to bring it a little bit further. You kind of cut all that other stuff for the next step. Now the next step, this is the board that I'm working on now. Those are the boards that actually I've already done, which you can see they pretty well stripped pretty well. These are just all baseboards that come off. So I got 4 of them done today, and this I'm gonna do another one. But me and my wife is probably gonna be going out tonight for Mother's Day. And by the way, let me wish all your mothers out there happy Mother's Day, and tell all the mothers for me happy Mother's Day from 265. But anyway, so what we do, we take the board, and this is the way the process is going to go for all the doors and all the trim up in here. You take apparently I got the board off the baseboard off the bottom, and I go with Bix, I think it's, Bix Tough Job Remover. It's like an aircraft remover, pretty much what you would use on your car. It's pretty much the same process. You take it, you put it on one way, and then you let it sit for about 10 or 15 minutes, and then you come back and you use a putty knife and you scrape it all off. Now in the edges or whatever up in here, you actually take like a little nylon brush or a little brush, something like this, and you go through all the little crevices. And then you also can use a little tool, say something like this. There you go, something like that, to get in into the little grooves. So you do that, and then you come back and you wipe it all down, say with a paper napkin or something. You get all that stuff off, and then you come back and you put another coat of the Bix on, and then you pretty much do the same process. Okay, so then after you do that process, then you take some nice warm water, or cold, whatever you have, and then you take some coarse some coarse steel wool, and then you use, not say necessarily this one, I use a metal one, an aluminum one. There it is right there. And I do the same process of going through all these little grooves and everything, and it knocks all this stuff off. You can do the same thing with paint. This is just varnish and stain. To get the stain off, you actually use the coarse, I want to say Brillo pad, but I just said it. Well, you know what I'm talking about, the same steel wool pad. Use a coarse steel wool pad, and it'll pull the stain out of the wood, and it'll make it look like that. Okay, so after that, you let it sit for about 24 hours. You let it dry completely, so the water actually neutralizes it. So you got to really read the instructions, and it pretty much says it all in instructions how to do it. And if you pretty much go with the instruction, it does a pretty good job. Now what happens after this, after it's all stripped and we down to this level here, what you got to do is actually now you come back and you sand it. You know, you get all the edges, you sand it with 80 grit sandpaper, then you finish it off with 100. And then the thing is totally stripped. Okay, so me and my wife, we had to make a determination. We had to make a decision. And the decision was, the cabinets that's going to go up in here is going to be some, like a cherry wood type of cabinet or whatever. So, and the floors underneath is like, it's going to be a wood floor too. So we was thinking, I mean, I hate to do this because all the work of taking all the paint and everything off of these, really it should be stained and varnished, because you bring it back down to the natural wood. But there'll just be so much wood in the kitchen with these big old doors. The doors are probably a good, 10 feet tall. And there'll be so much wood up in here, the kitchen would be real dark. And, we don't really want that. So we actually going to probably wind up painting this stuff. Now, everybody's probably going to say, okay, if you're going to paint it, why in the hell are you taking all the time to strip all this wood down to bare wood? Well, the basic fact is this. It's just like the substrate on your car. If you start off with a bad substrate on your car, I guarantee you in a good, year to 2 years, that paint is going to start popping, peeling, cracking, and everything else. I already went through it in my back bedroom when I did that room. And what happened was, just sanded it now, and the paint just split, just like that. Now it's got big old gouges in it. Now when we go back and repaint that room again, I'm going to have to sand that all real down, feather edge all that, and then, probably fill it in, and then probably paint back over again. The part that didn't split, that's going to hold. But the part that did, they had a reaction from the old stain. But we don't know what they used on this thing 100 years ago or whenever they did these doors. So you pretty much got to bring it back down to substrate. I'm putting a lot of money in this kitchen, so I mean, if I'm gonna put a lot of money in it, I got to put a lot of time. I can't, like SWRNC would say, if you're gonna do it right. So, and that's pretty much my motto. It takes a little bit longer this way, and I think that's just the best way to go. I mean, it really looks like a lot of stuff really hasn't been done, but there's a lot of stuff that really has been done. Since this is my house, I mean, the house that I live in that I'm working on, then pretty much the way I'm doing is that I'm doing all the grunt work first. Now let me tell you something, fellas. This is doing it this way actually saves money. I'm not paying anybody else to do it. Plus, it don't really cost that much money to buy stripper, sandpaper, and stuff like this, and doing this stuff yourself. It takes the time. Now, if I can bear with the time, I mean, I took the time to make my mini kitchen, and pretty comfortable. It's not bad. The only problem is that we really don't have a sink up in there to wash the dishes. So, I mean, we gotta move things around, go downstairs and wash them down there and stuff. I mean, not outside, we got another kitchen downstairs. But, it's somewhat of a pain in the butt, but, it is what it is. But it does, it does give us the opportunity to do it the way we want to do it. So we're going to do all the grunt work first, all the sanding of the trim and all the stripping of the trim, and get all that done. So, because when that's closed up, because that's coming completely out, when that closed up, we're going to have to use that door to get in and out of here. I do not want this dust going all through my house. It's a pain in the butt. It gets everywhere. It's in the bed. It's in this and that. Right now, we did a good job by containing it all in this room. And it took a lot of work just to get, putting up the plastic and everything like that, plasting all the doors off, so that can happen. So pretty much, looking at this job, it's just little by little, part by part, piece by piece, and you just kind of put it together like a puzzle. You take it apart like a puzzle and you put it all back together like a puzzle. So I know I haven't made a video in about a month, or maybe even a little bit longer than a month, and I apologize for that. But truthfully, there's really not too much to see. It's just really a lot of grunt work. Me over here sweating my butt off and just stripping and sanding and stuff like that. I mean, if this was a car, it'd be a lot different, because I know you guys want to see those kind of things. But since it's just really wood. But it really don't deviate too far from what you do on wood compared to what you do to a car. It's all about getting it down to the substrate and getting it all clean, getting it all smooth, and starting back from naught if you really want to do a bang job. Now I want to get all the details in the wood, when it's painted or varnished, whatever we decide. But I think we're more likely, like I said, we're gonna go with the paint. But it's, you leave all this paint up and then stuff in these grooves, it leaves the detail out of it. And this is what's going to make this kitchen, is the details of what they did 120 years ago. So that's really what's going to jump out. You can even tell with the door. I don't know if you look at my first video and you look at this one, how the different color of the door, just by cleaning it with a good old degreaser, soap and water, how that just made that door just jump out, I mean, I probably could stay in the darker or whatever, but since it's, like I said, there's going to be so much wood, crown molding and everything else, that more than likely it probably should be painted. I actually even been fooling with the computer, came up with a 3D design. A friend of mine actually showed me how to do it. I'm pretty computer illiterate, but if you show me and walk me through it enough times, I usually can figure it out. So we made a 3D design of the kitchen, so now we do have a design of everything, and pretty much, pretty much the basic. That hasn't been thrown out yet. I'm using that as my water source. That's still got to be torn out. That's the last thing that needs to be torn out. That window still needs to be fixed. Air conditioning still needs to come out. All that still needs to come out. But pretty much, just like I said before, the stove's going to come here. We're going to come all the way up to this door panel right here, and then we're going to come out on the floor probably to right about here somewhere, like an L-shaped type thing. So we're going to have cabinets all up there, stainless steel appliances and hood. That's all going to go up there. And then you're going to skip the window, then you have all kind of cabinets up there. Like I said, you're going to have crown molding all the way around, recessed lighting. Up here you're going to have three tube lightings that come down to come over here. So we kind of split in the kitchen in two. On this side, this is where, this wall right here is where a pretty big TV is going to go, because this is where I'm normally at watching my YouTube channel. So I'll be able to hook it up to my computer. I'll be able to watch YouTube on a big TV, play my games on a big TV and stuff like that. We decided to keep the brick all bare and don't put nothing on it. Just clean it all up and water seal it and stuff like that. That's going to come out good. I already did one in the house already. Get rid of that piping. That's all going to be on, tear up the floor. I still got to tear up the floor over there. So there's a lot of work here. I'm looking at maybe a good 6 months of work, or maybe even, hopefully not longer. But if it is, it is. If it ain't, it ain't. Gonna make another video, probably not today, because I gotta keep on working on this. Like I said, my wife wants to go out for Mother's Day. It's our anniversary on May 9th, 16 years with my baby. So she wants to go out, I'm taking her out. So that's one good thing about this thing, is that we do it on our pace, you know, and we still live life. I mean, want to get it done or whatever. Got all kind of stuff on my list. You know, been working in the garage too. Also, fellas, I got some things that I want to show you up in there. That has changed. My idea on that part of it has changed. I think y'all gonna really like that because it's gonna be really more up your alley. But I'm gonna go into detail about that when I make that video. So I'm gonna end this right now. It's a lot of talking. I've been watching all y'all videos. I'm probably about 100 videos behind. So if you get some comments from, you know, May 3rd, May 4th and stuff like that, yeah, you're gonna have to pardon me. But I really enjoy watching y'all videos and everything. It really keeps me going doing what I'm doing here. So just pick up some tools, love what you're doing, love who you're with, and just love life as, you know, as far as you can throw it, and just enjoy every day that you have, because every day is one less day that you can do something else. So y'all have a good day, fellas. You know, kiss your wives, kiss your mother, and God bless America, and God bless all of y'all. Y'all take it easy. Bye bye.